Now, about 10% of the population gets these little stones in their tonsils. And so today we're going to talk about how to prevent tonsil stones. And then if you get tonsil stones and you go to your dentist and they remove them, how to prevent them from coming back. Now, to understand tonsil stones, we have to understand what the tonsil is. The tonsil is in a first line of defense. It's a tissue very similar to a lymph node. It's in the back of the throat, and it's there to prevent pathogens from going deeper inside the body. And tonsils produce T cells, which is part of the immune system. And so they will capture, detect, and then start developing a defense against a certain microbe that might be in your mouth or in your environment. So that's what the tonsils are. And the stone part are basically something called biofilms, okay, biofilms. And biofilms are little calcium igloos that microbes, specifically with this situation, it's bacteria that's living in these little cement-like igloos. And that's really what they are. They're basically cement houses to protect them from being destroyed by antibiotics. And so a biofilm is a shield, it's a defense mechanism to help these microbes survive. And these microbes also produce a gas, like a sulfur gas. That's why people that have tonsil stones have a bad odor in their mouth, like sometimes rotten eggs. They might have a metallic taste. They might get a cough. And these stones usually develop after kind of a chronic tonsillitis or being on antibiotics for a period of time, because that will wipe out your defenses and then increase your pathogens. And I keep hitting this point across over and over in my videos. You have all this good bacteria. It's called the microbiome. And you don't want to get rid of it. You don't want to sterilize it. If you kill it off with antibiotics, you better replace it, because these microbes help defend against pathogens and other microbes that make biofilms. So anything that increases chronic tonsillitis will increase these biofilms. So if a person was on steroids, if they're diabetic, if they consume a lot of sugar, if they're zinc deficient, if they're vitamin D deficient, all these factors weaken your immune system and increase the chance of getting these stones. And biofilms are not just living in the crevices of your tonsils. They're also in like 59% of sinus infections. They're involved in ear infections. They're involved in UTIs. They're involved in infections throughout the body. So it is a major defense mechanism that certain pathogens use to survive. So there are three things to do as remedies to help prevent these things from coming back. And this mainly is going to act as a natural antibiotic without the side effects. So it kills the pathogens, but it doesn't kill the good guys. So number one, garlic. You want to consume a lot of garlic, okay, on a regular basis. Number two, oregano oil. Oregano oil is a very powerful natural antibiotic, but it virtually does nothing to our good bacteria. And number three, and this is a real powerful one as well, and I'll put the links down below that support the data that I'm talking about, but grapefruit seed extract, okay? Another great natural antibiotic. Now, of course, there's a couple other things that contribute to this as well. Being on a high-carb diet and consuming a lot of dairy products, that can create more mucus, especially if you're a young person and you get chronic inflammation of the tonsils or ear infections or even a sinus infection. Anyone who has upper or lower respiratory infections needs to get off dairy. Now, the next most important video for you to watch right now is the one on the immune system in relationship to zinc and vitamin D. Check it out. I put it up right here.